Did you know that your body is like an open book, telling the story of your genetic code without you ever needing to step foot in a lab? It's true. Forget complex tests and waiting for results. Your own physical traits, those little quirks you might not even think about, are whispering secrets about your DNA every single day. Stick around, and I'll show you how to read the amazing story written all over you. Let's start with something you look at every day. Your eyes. The color of your irises is one of the most classic examples of genetic inheritance. While we used to think it was a simple case of brown being dominant and blue being recessive, science now shows it's much more complex, involving at least 16 different genes. So, if you have vibrant green eyes, you're part of a small, unique group, as it's the rarest eye color in the world, a direct result of a very specific genetic combination. And have you ever noticed someone with two different colored eyes? That's a fascinating condition called heterochromia, another beautiful glitch in the genetic code. Your eyes aren't just for seeing, they're a window into your ancestry. Now let's move on to your hair. Whether it's curly, straight, or somewhere in between, that's your genes talking. The shape of your hair follicles determines your hair's texture. Round follicles produce straight hair, while oval or flattened follicles create wavy or curly hair. And what about that widow's peak, the V-shaped hairline? For a long time, it was taught as a simple dominant trait. While it's a bit more complicated, its presence is strongly influenced by your genetics. And red hair? That's thanks to a specific variation in a gene called MC1R. This gene doesn't just give you that fiery color, it also often comes with fairer skin and a higher sensitivity to sunlight. So next time you're styling your hair, remember you're working with a direct inheritance from your ancestors. Let's get a little quirky. Can you roll your tongue into a tube, or can you curl it into a clover leaf shape? For decades, the ability to roll your tongue was the go-to example of a simple dominant genetic trait in biology class. While modern research shows it's not quite that simple, some people can even learn to do it, there's still a very strong genetic component. If you can do it without even thinking, you can likely thank your parents' DNA. It's one of those fun, seemingly useless party tricks that's actually a clue to your genetic makeup. How cool is that? Here's another one. Take a look at your earlobes. Are they attached directly to the side of your head, or do they hang freely? This is another classic trait determined by your genes. Free-hanging earlobes are generally considered a dominant trait, while attached earlobes are recessive. It's a simple, binary choice dictated by your genetic inheritance. It's one of the easiest ways to see genetics at play. Just look in the mirror or at your family members. You'll likely see a pattern of attached or detached lobes passed down through the generations. It's a tiny detail, but it's a direct message from your DNA. Have you ever sneezed when you suddenly looked at a bright light, like stepping out into the sun? If so, you might have something called the photic sneeze reflex, or as it's more fun to say, achoo syndrome. That's a real acronym. This is a fascinating trait that affects about 1 in 4 people and is strongly believed to be inherited. Scientists think it's due to a bit of crossed wiring in the brain, where the signal from the optic nerve accidentally triggers the sneezing reflex. So if you're a sun sneezer, welcome to the club. You're part of a unique genetic group. Let's talk about something many of us notice but don't think much about. Freckles. Those little dots of pigment are small, concentrated areas of melanin that are often triggered by sun exposure. But the tendency to get freckles is purely genetic, linked to the same MC1R gene that often dictates red hair and fair skin. So even if your freckles only pop out in the summer, the blueprint for them has been in your DNA all along. They are like little solar-powered genetic markers popping up to say hello. How about your hands? Let's try a little experiment. Make a fist and look at the knuckles of your index and ring fingers. Which one is longer? The ratio between the length of your second digit, index finger, and your fourth digit, ring finger, is called the 2D.4D ratio. Studies have shown that this ratio is influenced by the levels of certain hormones you were exposed to as a fetus in the womb, which itself has a genetic basis. A lower ratio, meaning a longer ring finger compared to your index finger, is often linked to higher prenatal testosterone exposure. It's incredible to think that a simple measurement on your hand can tell a story about your earliest moments of development. Now for something a little stinky. Have you ever eaten asparagus and noticed a distinct, strong odor in your urine afterward? Well, not everyone can smell it. Your body produces a specific sulfurous compound after digesting asparagus, but the ability to detect that smell is genetic. There's a specific gene related to your sense of smell, and if you have a certain variation, you are completely oblivious to asparagus pee. So, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, your DNA has given you a pass on this particular olfactory experience. Let's do one more fun test. Clasp your hands together right now without thinking about it. Which thumb is on top? The way you naturally interlock your fingers is also thought to have a genetic component. While it's a habit you've had your whole life, studies on twins suggest that genetics plays a significant role in determining whether your left or right thumb naturally rests on top. Now try clasping them the other way. Feels weird, right? That awkward feeling is you going against a deeply ingrained, genetically influenced preference. So you see, your body is an incredible map of your genetic heritage. From the color of your eyes and the texture of your hair to whether you sneeze in the sun or can smell asparagus, these traits are all clues. They are the physical expression of the complex code that makes you, you. While a full DNA test can give you a detailed report, you can learn so much just by paying attention to the living, breathing evidence you carry with you every single day. You are a walking, talking story of your ancestry. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through our own genetic code. I hope you had fun discovering the secrets your body tells. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more adventures into the amazing world around us and within us. Let me know in the comments which of these traits you have. I'd love to hear from you. See you next time.